Hey guys, it's Red Baron 59 back with another YouTube video, and today I'm excited to say that I have 50 subscribers now, and I appreciate every single person that subbed and watched my videos. I noticed I got 9 likes on my last video now, which is I think a personal best for me. If not, it's pretty damn close, you know, and that's exciting. Every little bit counts. It's a lot of fun to put all these little gameplays up. And this one for you today is a DNA bomb solo in ground war on the map Riot. And I think I started out using the squeaky, realized that just wasn't going to work out very well, and then I switched to the bow and ended up getting the DNA bomb. And anyway, you know, that's not really like too important. I had a funny story for you today, and I wanted to talk about some other things after that. But anyway, officials in Canada are urging people not to flush down their pet goldfish. Surprisingly enough, apparently a lot of them are like maybe still living. They're not alive when they get flushed down, you know. I'm not really sure exactly. It doesn't really say. I guess people are flushing either intentionally live goldfish or ones that they think are dead and are actually still alive, and then the goldfish are like, you know, breeding in the sewer system, and then they got goldfish everywhere, which is pretty crazy. I think that's funny, actually. Not really super funny because it does severely affect the ecosystem, but it just seems like such a crazy news article to be a headline on BBC. And you know, though, it's really truthfully a pretty big problem with a lot of different things in the United States. There's, like, for instance, the ball pythons. And the ball pythons, they have basically covered the entire Everglades region and have spread throughout the southeast United States into, like, Louisiana and things like that. And some people estimate that with the lack of predators to eat them, that essentially they could reach the point where they'll take over, I think they said, like, the bottom 40% of the United States. You know, and compete with all kinds of things because they can grow large enough to eat deer. I've seen crazy photos of them where they've like tried to swallow alligators whole, but the alligator is too big and the snake choked, and it like ends up in this crazy combobulated thing. And you know, it's not just that. It's like there's those emerald ash borers and like the Japanese beetle that tears up all of our trees. And you know, people bring all these things to the United States, like even those gar. You know, they were a huge problem in Texas, where I'm from originally, and it's just like, it's crazy how people get this great idea thinking, oh, you know, these things are really neat, like I'm going to bring them here, and then they don't do their research, and maybe they don't realize how large the animal gets, or how much it eats, or how expensive it is to take care of, or whatever it may be, and then they let these things go in the wild, and then, you know, because of the fact there's no natural predators for them, or whatever else, they go crazy, and they're all over the place, taking over everything. And you know, that's apparently a problem even in the Great Lakes right now, where they have like a huge issue with algae because they don't have enough mussels to do anything about it. And so what mussels there are being overwhelmed and suffocated by the algae, and that's from overfishing. And it's just like, we are aware of these problems in the scientific community, but the greater public is not, and they either A, just don't know at all, or B, they are made aware of it, but they choose to willfully ignore what they're told and basically willingly remain ignorant and argue with people who are much better qualified. And it's just like, it's amazing how you know, we in the world will just ignore all of science and reason because we want to do whatever we want to do. We want to get it faster, we want to get it cheaper, but in the end it becomes more expensive, more destructive, and it creates things we have to pay to fix because we fucked up so many times. And it's just amazing, you know. And I thought that, you know, even something so simple as goldfish would be a pretty crazy example for you, and I'll link the article in the description below so you can read it. I think it's pretty interesting. But you know, beyond that, I guess I'll be live streaming today. I kind of can't decide whether or not I want to live stream either Destiny's Crucible, which I don't play very much anymore, and I'll be honest, like my weapons are outdated, but I still do really well in there, or do I want to go ahead and live stream Battlefield. And if it was to be Battlefield, I'm not really sure whether Hardline or BF4, but I kind of would like to find a group of people to play with, maybe play with subscribers today. I don't really know. I have 10 followers on Twitch, and you can catch me all lowercase Red Baron 59. I'll be streaming, I guess, probably within half an hour. Probably gonna take a shower after I post this gameplay, and I really hope that everybody enjoys this gameplay. I think it's a pretty decent DNA, and I'll kind of talk a little bit about my strategy. But again, maybe if you want to play Battlefield or Destiny with me, check check for me on Twitch, hit me up at all lowercase RedBaron59, and I'll be streaming here shortly, and maybe we can play together. I've been putting some shit out on Twitter, but nobody's answered me. Hopefully I can find some people to play with. But a little bit on the gameplay and like what I've been doing on Riot lately that's been working for me. So you'll notice when this next round starts, and basically this last previous round, I tend to run in circles around the map. In general, I just kind of follow the flow of where people are at, and I try in ground war to stay near a few people, but not too many, because you'll oftentimes find yourself, there'll be like a dude on your team that's not using low profile, so they'll come looking for him, and they may kill you, you know, because you already know COD timing is retarded. Some guy may come up behind you, because especially in this game, people jump around everywhere, and a lot of people think, and I agree, that they've really tried to compress the skill gap as much as possible. And one of the things that I really don't like about the exosuit is that the exosuit is another example of compressing the skill gap. It allows for even the worst players to potentially get a kill by, you know, just being completely erratic in their movement. So what I try to do is put myself in an area of the map that creates the greatest chance that I can avoid that erratic movement. And so what I choose to do is to kind of stay around these areas right here where I can really easily control the traffic flow. There's a lot of head glitches over here that I can get behind and I can back up on if I fuck up. And there's a similar place like this on Drift, and you'll see, like, you know, how I kind of back up to this trailer, I move up a little bit, pick up some scat packs, and I back up again, and I kind of just try to take advantage of these. And, you know, obviously I use the easy mode, cheesy UAV, and it helps a lot, but in the end, it doesn't guarantee me the DNA bomb. I still have to be good enough to always kill all these people. And, you know, you'll see, like, I actually don't have blind eye here, and I was kind of having a freak out moment because there's that warbird shooting at me. I don't really know if he was controlling it himself. I think he was, because honestly, to be real, if it was an AI warbird, I feel like I would have been dead, because that shit happens a lot. AI warbirds don't play. And, you know, I like to use fast hands a lot. Obviously for the reason that I can reload while I'm running. And one of the reasons I like this side of the map too is a lot of people try to come through this way to get to B. You know, and so I can take advantage of everybody trying to get to B, but also, you know, we were losing, and really my intention wasn't to get the DNA bomb per se, it was to get the win here, and the DNA bomb just kind of became a convenient part of getting the win. And, you know, I guess that's all I really have to say. I think, just like I said, kind of traffic the edges of both of those roofs and staying down below, kind of looking into the B spawn and things like that, and you will find, I think that, you know, maybe even if you don't get a DNA, I'm not saying it's going to guarantee you a DNA, but I have used it in general to always be successful on this map, to maximize my kills, minimize my deaths, because you'll see, like, I can even go down here below, I can go down there below. It's just like the perfect spot. And every side that you go to on this side, there's, you know, a fair amount of head glitches and places that are defendable. That, you know, and this map doesn't, this game in general just doesn't give you a lot of opportunities to stay safe. And this particular map in this area does provide you those opportunities, which is nice, because, you know, this game for that reason can be really frustrating to me. It's why I don't like that map. Recovery? You know, and personally for me, Riot is probably one of my best maps. Detroit would be one of my best maps. I like maps that are kind of sub-oriented. This is the only AR-oriented map that I'm a big fan of. But it's just because it's very defensible. Like, a lot of the AR-oriented maps in this game are super open. And again, I think that's all about creating a compressed skill gap where, like, anybody can kill anyone. I heard somebody, B Dobbins FTW, or B Dobbins for the win, one of my favorite YouTubers, talk about how basically he likened playing Call of Duty, especially recently, to playing on a flat parking lot where everybody's just running around shooting at each other with no cover. And in a lot of ways I agree, especially particularly for this game, which is what he was citing, was the really heavily compressed skill gap in this game. People complain about head glitches, but really head glitches are just a way for a smart player to take advantage of you know, the environment around him to stay alive. Now maybe COD should make some of those things more readily shoot throughable, wall bangable, whatever you want to say. I made up both of those words. Here's the DNA bomb though, and that's going to conclude my commentary. Thanks again for 50 subscribers. Again, hit me up on Twitter at RedBaron59 and on Twitch at RedBaron59 if you want to play with me today while I'm live streaming. And, you know, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the gameplay. And I will see you guys next time. Yeah, check out the YouTube, ladies. I'd have got a couple tonight.